Hello, and welcome back. I'm Abby, and I'm kind of early, which is odd from the last couple of times. So before we begin, I'm going to have a quick sip of this, and I hope you're sharing something with me. And what I would like to say right after I click this hi and welcome back, what I would like to say to everybody is we have come into August, obviously, but we've come into a kind of, I don't know, it's almost like a resting pool. We're not July anymore, and September's over there, and we're just kind of hunkering down and hoping that we don't make any sudden moves and cause anything more to happen. It feels, the energy around me feels like everybody's just kind of going, just take it slow, no sudden moves. And I don't blame a lot of us for feeling that way because it has been a hectic time. The first thing I want to say after that is thank you. I got a couple of really nice comments from the LinkedIn side, from the Facebook side, from the YouTube side. So everybody's kind of reaching out and saying, I like that. And, I'm ready to see more of that. Well, good morning, Charles. Good morning. Look at all the exclamation marks. Things are well in your corner of the world. It rained, Charles. It rained over the weekend the way it rained when you and Kat came up here. It's like it was missing you. It was just wet. It was just constantly wet. And I found myself thinking, boy, I wonder how Charles and Kat are doing. Isn't it crazy? So today I want to talk about something that is frustrating for a lot of people. And I think it's helpful to do that every now and again because quite often we tend to feel that it's only frustrating for us. And that can feel lonely. It can feel poor me, why me? And I think poor me, why me every so often is good. I think you should give yourselves a hug and but put on warm jammies or cool jammies, whatever it is that works for you, and say I deserve today. I deserve a hug today. I didn't do anything particularly brilliant, but by golly, it's going great and wonderful. That's excellent. And it's hot. Well, it's going to be hot again this week. It kind of dipped down into the cool gray, sulky temperatures, but it's going to get back up there. When we don't take care of ourselves and we get exhausted, it's really easy for the other things that come along to really take us out of the knees. And then we think, what? I can't even do this, right? Those kinds of conversations that we have. And so I thought, I'm ready for a reset. I'm always talking about this reset thing. I'm ready for a reset. And I want to talk to you about this. Well, Miss Marnie, would you love a hug? If I could find 6 Sherpas to carry me over your path to your house, I would hug you. So it's going to be virtual. How are you doing? On a scale of 1 to 10, how are you doing, Marnie? By the way, I want to talk to you about something fun later on. I'll reach out and find a time to chat with you just to get your take on it. Okay. I had this fun idea and I thought, oh, this could be really good. So I'm checking all my good sources. Anyway, when we allow ourselves to get a bit down, when we allow ourselves to get a bit weak around the knees for whatever reason, we can forget that we've accumulated that. So that when something fairly solid chonks us behind one ear, we're really not ready for it. And then we begin to think, well, I can't even do that. And that's unfair. It's unfair to everybody. It certainly is unfair to us. So I want to talk about this thing we don't understand that we do and how we can begin to mend that unhelpful process. Okay. When I began this Pivotry journey, creating concepts to help people see how successfully they navigate unexpected shifts, I did it to give people a feeling that they had a pretty good chance of succeeding. They'd still have to do the work, but what they were bringing to the opportunity was a pretty good set of tools and a pretty good sense of timing and years of technique. Whatever it is that we're good at, whatever little area that our superpower exists. And as I was working through the material, and gathering my brainstorming partners around me and developing the finer details in the layers within, I realized that there was something that gets in our way. No matter what we do, plan to do, tell ourselves, make a note, a list, a whatever, there is something that gets in our way. And then, no matter how hard we try to override that, no matter how determined we are to forge ahead, that thing gets us caught, gets us stumbling, gives us a reason to doubt our ability to succeed. And then gradually, it's like missing the gym. I don't mean missing the gym, I mean not going. Missing the gym. Like missing liver and lima beans. And what's this, Miss Maggie? You're working from home because you're recovering from an allergic reaction yesterday. Oh no, was it work? Sorry. I don't mean working, I mean where you work. That's not nice. Allergic reactions suck. They really do, because again, exactly what I'm talking about right now. Something just eats away at your vitals and your vital energy. And then when you show up, instead of saying, ta-da, you say, ta-da, and you know that it's not going to go well from there, right? So it's an exercise I would love you all to try with me. I have no idea how many people are actually here. I'm seeing my lovely faces and my lovely people. So I'm going to assume there's more of you. And this is what I want you to do. I want you to say something, and then I'm going to suggest that you say something else. Okay? So the first thing I want you to say, not type, say, I am someone who. Now think about it for a second. I'll prattle on about something else. Think about it. I am someone who. Okay? I'll take a sip of my beverage and let you percolate on that. Now, whatever it is that you came up with, it's a fairly straightforward sentence. I am someone who isn't fond of domestic chores. I am someone who. And if you have a weapon of mass construction and you have something upon which to make your mark, you could write it down. I am someone who. You don't have to finish the sentence. I am someone who. Now, well, oh, thanks, Maggie. Good morning, Freddie. I still can't see your comments, but Maggie says you're here. So I am someone who is an anchor point, right? It is a marker. It's a you are here. I am someone who. And it defines a lot of things once we say it. It establishes a lot of benchmarks. If I am someone who this, then I'm clearly not someone who that. And so it allows us to separate ourselves from the things that don't qualify and give ourselves context, right? Okay. Now I want you to try something else. It's very simple. And I found it really interesting. So again, it's a simple sentence. I was someone who used to. I was someone who used to. I was someone who used to. Now, if you're writing that down, I'll give you a second. I was someone who used to. Now I want to, and by the way, Tell me where you felt that. Tell me if that hit you differently. Tell me if it hit you differently, where it hit you, where you felt it. If it hit you differently, comment and let me know if it hit you at all and where it hit you, if it hit you. Let me know, okay? Because this is a very it's quirky, it's simple, and yet it's remarkably powerful. And I'm going to explain to you why. Okay, I'm going to take another sip, gives you time to think. Your first sentence was, I am someone who. Your second sentence is, I was someone who used to. Now, the brain that is emotional, that believes its function is to keep us alive, is nonverbal. It doesn't matter what we say. It doesn't give us any power to influence that brain. The prefrontal part of the brain that understands priority and cause and effect and past and present and future does understand in terms of priority and positioning what the difference is between those two sentences. That brain understands what has happened. The thinking brain, the ego brain, is waiting for instructions on what to do with it. So this one is evaluating and positioning. This is waiting for instructions. And that one isn't paying any attention to that noise because it's keeping us alive. However, when you have a brain that understands the priority and it understands the purpose and the power, and it gives the thinking brain something to do, this brain is aware of movement, of action, of shift, and then it gets involved. So ultimately, shifting from one of those sentences to the other sentence does create a movement. And when that brain reacts, and it's instantaneous, it is the fastest of the three, you feel it somewhere. And I'm interested, if you felt it, did you feel it in your head? Did you feel it here? Did you feel it in your chest? Did you feel it in your abdomen? If you felt it when you said the second sentence, I was someone who used to, tell me where you felt it. Just, make the little comment, right? And I will keep on talking about it while you do. I was someone who used to gives us permission to thank our former self. Not ignore, not abandon, not deny, not override. That second sentence, I was someone who used to, gives us permission to thank our former self. Oh, isn't that wonderful? You felt it in your head and stomach that needs to take on challenges. Charles, that's brilliant. You really felt it, didn't you? It really gave it to you. You felt it in your head and you felt it in your stomach. Yeah. Yes, where you're processing, you're digesting, and you're moving into it. Oh my gosh. So for the rest of you, this is what Charles wrote. For those of you who on the other platforms may not be able to see it, Charles has said, I'm someone who is moving up at my job. I am someone who used to be scared to move up my job. Now I'm moving up to management, taking on the challenges. I felt it in my head and my stomach that I need to take on challenges. You crave, you are hungry. Charles is hungry for the challenge. He feels it in his stomach, and it hit you like a ton of rocks. Isn't that the craziest thing? When you said it? Now, did it hit you when I said it? Or did it hit you when you said it, Charles? Or did it both? when I said it, did it, and then you did it. I'm really curious. This is so exciting, Charles. So exciting. Because what we do, what we try to do, God bless us all, is all of these people who talk about motivation and all of these people who talk about manifesting and all of these people both. Oh, well, great. So it was a double whammy. Oh, sorry, Charles. Boom, boom. Sorry. Head bang. Stomach. Ow, ow. All right. You never know what to expect with the Scarlet Inquisition, right, Charles? All right. So now this is fascinating because he's hungry. Now, there have been posts in the past, and when Charles and Kat were up here visiting, you were exhausted by the same old, and you were getting ready to apply for more. Remember that? That's a while ago now. And I've seen your post saying, oh, God, I need time off. Yeah, because same old starts tasting like stale bread. Bread is still the staff of life, but my God, could we have something fresh? And so I am someone who anchors us. And we all need a good anchor. We all need grounding. I was someone who used to allows us to acknowledge where we were, doing what we did with the knowledge we had and the tools we had and our readiness. Then, as we learn and grow and change, our appetites shift and our readiness for something different, something more, or something less. But sometimes it's ready to take a step back and just say, I need a moment. I have been going. Sometimes it's that. But here's what has gone wrong, gone off the rails for a lot of people. And I was just getting started when I read and I had to stop and read your comment, Charles. Thank you so much. Motivation, do more, be more. Manifest, I need this. I higher energy. I vision board. The one thing all of those affirmations ignores, does not even recognize, let alone ignore, is that we become by repetition. We get gooder at getting food on the spoon off the plate into our mouths without spillage by repetition. We learn to climb stairs, tie our shoes, drive the car by repetition. And once we repeat it enough, it becomes anchored. It becomes written in stone as far as the survivor brain is concerned. The only way we change is not by saying it, because that brain is pre-verbal. It doesn't hear words. We change by recognizing, seeing, and separating on a regular basis. See it, acknowledge it, separate it, choose. See it, acknowledge it, separate it, choose. We do it every day. We do it because we are ready. We are having our Pivotry moment. We are choosing new. You know how I always say change is only hard when we didn't think of it. When we are ready, we're ready. We wake up one morning and think, yeah, you know what? This instead of that. I don't know why. Just, I'm ready. When we're not ready, it's like trying to get a cat through a doorway for a bath. They all of a sudden have claws on everything, right? And no doorway is big enough to get that cat because it can, I don't know, it's got extensions on its. So what we fail is a poor lesson. If we don't have all the numbers, we can't add them up to get the best answer, the most accurate answer. If we are missing one ingredient in a recipe, I'm about to talk kitchen talk. If we're missing one ingredient in a recipe, what happens is the people who come for dinner say to you, was there a picture of this in the recipe book? And yes, they did ask me that. Because yes, I did forget one ingredient. So I am someone who is constant and present. Constant and present. I was someone who used to acknowledges and thanks. We don't have to judge it. I was someone who. We don't have to say, and I'm never going to, no, just there. I was someone who used to. And then write down the thing. I was someone who used to. Do not add another sentence. Do not explain it away. Do not try to organize it or control it. Just experience it. It hit Charles like a ton of bricks. It caught me in my breathing. I found myself gasping for breath. Charles is in his stomach, where he's digesting, where he's hungry for more. In your breathing is your belief system. And I found myself actually tearing up. It took me a while thinking about it. And I realized I was tearing up because I had finally, without realizing it, I had needed my permission to let it go. I had longed for recognition that the job was done and done well. And now I can move on. I had never had that conversation with myself. And I'm at least 22. At least. I'd never had that conversation with myself. That I had done a good job. And the job was now done. I was someone who used to. I am free now to choose something new. Choose it differently for different reasons. Give myself permission to just explore the reasons. Give myself permission to be excited that there are reasons. And really big here, I was someone who used to. Give myself permission to celebrate and with gratitude, give thanks for all the times I was someone who used to. Whatever the outcome was, give thanks, feel gratitude. That job is done. And well done. As done as done. And now I am someone who, brand new. I bring with me everything. I bring with me all that history. I don't say it never happened, never darkened my door. I bring it with me because they are my antecedents. I saw a lovely quote the other day. I shared it actually on social media. Does the past define us? And the answer, it was a beautiful conversation. The answer was, the wake does not drive our boat. And I had commented, this is 4 or 5 years old now when I saw it came up. And I said, we were what we were. That is not who we are. And it is not where we are going. It's a point on a map. You were there. I was there. I am here. What an interesting journey that has been. Can't wait to see more. All the other conversations that people have in this motivational stuff and do more, be more. And the thing that makes my right foot itch, change management. You can't manage change. You can't manage the rising and the setting of the sun. You can't manage the tides. You have no ability to control any of that. And you certainly can't say, could you just change slower? No. What you can do is you can get out of the way, and you can also leverage it. You can leverage change. You can get into the swing of it and get into the momentum of it and take the 1, 2, 3 and leap with it. You can leverage change. You can hide from it. It won't do you any good, because change changes all the time. And by the way, since everything changes and therefore moves forward, if you don't change, then you're actually going backwards. You're now regressing. You're not staying, I'm staying right where I am. No, relatively speaking, no, you're not. Because in 3 seconds flat, you're no longer current events, you're history, literally. So up to us. So the person who, as my father uncharitably would say, stall, you're stalling, stop stalling. I'm not stalling, I'm just, are you doing it? No, then you're stalling. Fine. Excellent, Charles, thank you. Okay, get some lag. Well, that's okay. You're going to get great news. Give Kat a hug for me. Later, drive safe. So, see what is amazing about technology is that Charles and I are having a conversation. And I'm all the way up here in Canada, and he's all the way down there in the Gulf Coast. It's incredible. And here we are, chatting. It's brilliant. This is what I want us to focus on together. It's August. It is the introduction to our opposites. It is the opportunity for us to say, I'm going to give myself this time to, and then whatever we choose, give ourselves the promise that we will do it 100%, all in, and relish every bit of it, whether it's sorting stuff and cleaning out the basement, whether it's dusting, whether it's laundry, whether it's going and getting a massage. She said, smiling in Marnie's direction. It is the choice we make wholeheartedly, because we have given ourselves permission to say to ourselves, I was someone who used to. And now I am someone who. A very, very wise woman I had the opportunity and the pleasure and the privilege to meet described to me, to the group of us, a brilliant way to give ourselves permission to create boundaries. Well, good morning, Rhea. Kat says she loves me. Well, she better. You tell her she better. Good morning, Rhea. How are you? How's your phone? What we have permission to do is choose wholeheartedly. And by wholeheartedly, I mean all in. If we want to stick one foot out of the bed, if we want to keep one door open, if we want to hedge our bets, then we are not fully present. We are not giving to our opportunity its full power to serve us. We are resisting our life moving forward. We are resisting the universe. We are creating Ray and I had this hilarious conversation. It's what, 2 years ago now, Ray? We are creating our own barnacle buddies. You know, the whales, they end up with all these barnacles stuck to their skin, and one little shell is nothing. But if you have 1,000 of them on an 80-foot whale, it's going to create drag. It's going to make it more work for the whale to get from this part of the ocean to that part of the ocean, and they have to migrate. You know, they become pregnant, and then they swim to a different area to birth, and they only have so much time and so many miles to go. If you create drag, the journey is more difficult. And by the way, they're carrying a baby, and so it makes the birthing and the health of the baby more precarious. So if we have unnecessary barnacles that we choose, we are the ones getting in our way. We are stalling our opportunity. The door is open. There it is. And are you walking through it? Are you standing there looking at it? Are you standing there looking over your shoulder, wondering if maybe there were just a few more things you need to do before you walk through that door? Either way, any of those options and more, you choose. You become someone who and that's all you have. You don't ever have the outcome you worked for. It always moves ahead of you like the wet spot on the highway. And you never, ever actually reach it. On the merry-go-round, you used to go for the gold ring. If it's always just out of reach, you never reach it. You just keep riding the merry-go-round, around and around until you throw up. Where the hell did that come from? Sorry. So this is what I invite us to do together, because it's going to tie in with Thursday's podcast, ABCAST. And it's really beautiful. It's really important. It's our gift to ourselves. I was someone who used to. Not anymore. Not anymore, because I am walking toward my open door, my door number 3. Number 1, number 2, number 3. Maybe not, maybe so. Let's see. We all have that capacity. And it takes bravery. But it's kind of like, you know, you're going through the drawers and you find something and you think, oh, gosh, I haven't worn that in a while. And you put it on, it doesn't fit. Or it does, and you look in the mirror and you think, you know what? It's past its moment. It's no longer me. And then you realize it hasn't changed. It's still exactly what it always was. We have moved on without even realizing it. We were someone who used to. And now we're new. And it happens every day, incrementally, every day. And all of a sudden, somebody says, boy, I thought that was going to take a long time, and here I am. Yeah. Here we are. We're ready. Pivotry in motion. We reached our moment. And here we are. And the question is, what are we going to do with it? So, the science of how the brain changes its habituated patterns is predicated on years and years and years and years and years of study and watching and electron, whatever, who's it's watching the way the brain, its little neurons, its little hi there, hi, good to see you, how they make new connections. And what they've noticed over time, looking at the way these connections are made in the brain, is that the regularity, it's consistent. The definition of success is consistent action repeated over time. So consistent regularity. At some particular point in a day, every day, you do this thing, and you do this thing, and you do this thing. And as you do this thing, you're busy doing this thing. You're not doing that thing. You're doing this thing. And gradually, this gets all rusty. You're still doing this thing. You're doing this thing. And this thing gradually falls apart and trickles away. And then you find that thing you used to do, and you think, I remember that. I wonder if I've still got it. Usually we don't. Usually we don't. We think we do. And then, no, we don't. Isn't that funny? Or we say, oh my gosh, I haven't had that food and I can't remember when, I can't wait. We buy the food, it's all exciting. We put it in our mouths and we think, maybe it's how they're making it. Well, that's the same ingredients. No, it hasn't changed. We have. We're different. I remember the time somebody said, if you take magnesium, you won't crave chocolate. And I said, okay. And how is that a bonus? Since I really like craving chocolate. Oh, in case you didn't want to eat chocolate. Were you? So we pick our scenarios and we don't realize that we pick them. We don't realize that we're still saying, I am someone who. When we say, I was someone who, or the unfortunate, this happened to me and I will never. That's limiting a lot of your options. People like us always do. Really? Check, please. I was someone who used to. And now I'm ready for something new. And where Charles felt it, he felt it in his head and he felt it in his stomach. He had made the decision and he was hungry for more. I felt it in my head and here in my breathing. I made the decision because my belief had changed. And I knew it. The minute I said that sentence out loud, I knew it. It caught me. It was a catch in my breathing. I released something. So if we're willing to work with this today, tomorrow, till Thursday, when I give you the second piece of this, use your later folder. Use your later folder on a fresh page, maybe on the back side of the page. I was someone who used to. And then as you're writing your things down in the later folder, the things that annoy you, the things that upset you, you write it down, you draw a line under it so that you're leaving it behind in the later folder, not here, not with you, not carried front and center throughout the day. That's what our later folders are for. To not keep compiling and adding weight on weight on weight of our anxiety and our frustration. At the end of the day, and you look at the things that no longer bug you because they just erased themselves throughout the day. They were temporary. because you didn't hold on to them. They just wafted away. Then look back at that sentence on the back side. I was someone who used to. And now I'm free to be me. What a simple, incredibly powerful fix is this. Motivation is never external. It's always internal. When we're afraid, when we're confused, when we're angry, we are in reaction mode. We are defending. We are attacking. When we are calm and in control, we are recognizing and responding with our best self. We can get into the habit of saying, I was someone who used to react. I now give myself a minute. I now take a close look at what I'm doing and why I'm doing it and where that came from. And do I have permission to change it, to elevate it, to stop? Once we do that work, we are ready to say, all right, bring on the challenge. Let's see what we got. I've been offering online clinics, started Monday, for people who are ready to get some good, solid anchoring and ruddering underneath them in advance of September. And it's very interesting, the answers I've received, the responses I've had, the numbers of people who are not ready, not ready to get ready, to be ready, simply not ready. They'll be back. And I say, absolutely. Well, you know where to find me. But they have reached out and they have said, this looks amazing. So I have small numbers, but the numbers that I have are keen, and that's what we want. So I'm excited that it's working. And there's still time to sign up for session 2. Session 2 starts on the 17th. Actually, it starts on the 18th because it's only Tuesdays and Thursdays now. And so it's Tuesdays and Thursdays. So 18th and 20th, and then 25th and 27th. And it's 8 hours, 2 hours an evening online. Be giving you the tools to take September and run with it like you stole it. And if you're not ready, that's okay too. You will be someone who, when you're ready. So I'm going to love you and leave you a little short today because there's a couple of really special people I haven't had a chance to talk to in a while, and they both reached out. And so that's going to be my next thing to do, because I am someone who looks forward to the lovely people, as you do too. So between now and Thursday, use this sentence shift. I am someone who. I was someone who used to. Give yourself permission to let go of what was with gratitude and thanks, and claim what is. It's waiting for you. As always, thank you. This would not be possible without you. It would just be me talking to an electric appliance, not the way I talk to my fridge or my air fryer. Hello, is this thing on? It means everything. Today was episode 484. Tomorrow, 485. We are closing in on 500, kids. That's quite a milestone. So, until I see you next time, be good to you. You deserve it. And remember to hug your loved ones because they deserve it too. And I will catch you next time.